Hey friends, Dorinda here. Welcome to the Safe Haven. So we've been looking at trauma and its nuances for some time now. And if you've missed any of our sessions, I will encourage you to check out our videos to catch up. So we spoke about teens trauma in our previous episode. Today we are looking at generational trauma. What does it mean? It means that trauma passed on from one generation to the other. And sometimes it becomes a pattern that runs through until God intervenes. So for example, your parents or your grandparents had a terrible experience with somebody coming from a particular tribe. They are unable to heal or get over it. Now you come into the picture and that is how they raise you. They feed your mind with all kinds of negativity by virtue of that. And you see, the enemy too, because he has seen a loophole, he will feed it by showing people all kinds of pictures and dreams just to feed what he's doing. Now you are old, and it's even if you meet somebody coming from that tribe who should be a blessing, you miss it because of that tribalistic information that you have been fed with. And who knows, maybe in the will or the plan of God, your family or your lineage, you have a certain blessing that is tied to people coming from that tribe, and you are denied of that blessing. Then we are looking at stories and warnings. You are told that, hey, in this family, you don't eat snails. They tell you all kinds of stories to match up their claim. Now it fits your mind. Perhaps your parent did not, they never cooked with it. And so you also have grown up having this mental dislike for snails. I am a victim of this. So now I don't eat snails. But my big brother was like, hey, to hell with your stories. I'm going to enjoy it. So he does. Okay, so that is generational trauma for you. It is passed down. We are also looking at a situation whereby your parents or your grandparents experience something terrible, and by virtue of that, they become bitter, aggressive, and angry. You are raised in such an environment. Over time, I'm a negative person. Even when you go out and you are shown love, you don't know how to receive it. Okay, sometimes this thing makes you bitter and angry towards your parent. And once you are bitter or angry, you can never receive any blessing in that regard. See, God is a principled God. You see, that bitterness or anger becomes like a choke. It chokes that channel of blessing. And that is what the devil enjoys. Another example of generational trauma is when maybe your parents were enjoying something and something negative happened to them. So they literally fell from grace to grace. A lady shared her story about her dad. She said her dad was a diplomat back in the day, doing so well, traveling around the world. The mom was with the dad all the while traveling around. She was in London at the time. Then suddenly the man died, and her mom had to return to Ghana, not even to Accra, back to the village. And this woman, in that distressed manner, raised her children like that. And this lady happened to be the only girl. So one day, the mother reached out to the brother to advise the lady to use what she has to get what she wants. Then the brother warned her that she should be very careful and take good care of herself. So all these things informed her decision to move out of the house at a very young age to fend and take care of herself, because she didn't want to follow that trend, or she didn't want to be what her mother advised. She got married, and she also sadly lost her husband. She had to raise her two daughters by herself. And in the process, like, she was not healed. She also had a whole lot of issues. Her daughter also got pregnant along the way and had to give birth. But thank God, she said, by God's grace, now she's understanding a lot of things now. So she's working on herself to get better. And then another sad thing is that people, by virtue of these generational trauma, they tend to own and personalize this negative happening. And then they start speaking using the first person pronoun. Mine, me. As for my family, as for my lineage. It's not true. It's never true. Listen, there's something I called mental pattern. It's not all the patterns that are spiritual. In fact, the devil, see, before he struck, he uses something we call the legal access. He wants a door to operate. So sometimes he will fill your mind with all this negativity. You think it's you. It's not you. And then once you give in, you start accepting it, he comes in and he starts what? Operating. That is why God says in his word that we should be renewed. Our mind should be transformed so that we'll be able to see God's good, pleasing, and perfect will for our lives. Okay, so we'll draw the curtain on today's session. If you have questions or if you need counseling, feel free to reach out and I'll gladly respond. Until I come your way again, please take care of yourself and know that you are special.